Welcome to day 9, Nikao, TEAM21 2018. I hope the fast has been going pretty well for you so far. The beginning may have been a little rocky or rough, but I believe now you've developed your pace, and more importantly, God has spoken some instrumental things to you in this season and for this year, because He's definitely been speaking to us as a collective body. And I'm excited to jump into John chapter 9 here, where we read about a man who was born blind that receives his sight. Jesus performed another miracle. And what's really important about the whole entire act, let's just give I like to give a little bit of backdrop, but there's a man who was outside and he was born blind, and Jesus pretty much performs a miracle. He spits into the ground and to the clay, and he makes mud and rubs it on the man's eyes and tells him to go into the pool and rinse his eyes off. And once he does that, the man is able to see. And there was a lot of commotion about the fact that he performed the miracle on the Sabbath, and the Pharisees was totally upset with that. And I don't want to jump into that, but what I really want to talk about is the question that the disciples asked Jesus in verse number 1. It says, "Now as Jesus passed by, he saw a man who was blind from birth, and his disciples asked him, saying, 'Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?' Jesus answered, 'Neither this man nor his parents sinned, but that the works of God should be revealed in him.'" The disciples' question may seem odd, but it's the type of question that we ask God every single day in our individual lives. Because let's face it, if something is going wrong, right, there has to be something that caused it. Everything is cause and effect. That's pretty much how we operate in our lives. This happened because this happened. And the disciples asked the honest question: if this man is born blind, who did something wrong so that he was born this way? Because if everyone did everything right, he would not have been born blind. And Jesus answered the question brilliantly, because it's not about placing blame on anything, but it's so that God's power could be revealed in Jesus, and so that Jesus can also show mercy and grace and love to this man in spite of his circumstance. And so let's make it a little more practical. You've decided to fast this year, and you've made a commitment to God and to yourself that you're going to change some habits. Whether it's for the 21 days of the fast, or some habits that you want to start off in the fast and continue throughout the year, or whether it's getting to work a little earlier than normal, or if you're a college student, doing your assignments ahead of time and not wait until the last minute to do them, or even, volunteering a little more on campus, or serving a little more in church. You decided that you're not going to have any road rage, during the fast, or you're going to stop listening to music with cuss words in it, or you're going to be more conscious about the thoughts that you think and the words that you speak. Whatever decision that you made during this time, the enemy is not okay with your commitment to God. And so opposition may arise, but I want to challenge your perspective just as Jesus challenged the disciples' perspective. Instead of asking God, what did I do wrong, or what didn't I do when opposition arises, why don't you ask God, well, what did I do right? Because as I'm following you and I'm determining to read your word and worship and pray and serve and do right, be a living example of who you are on this earth, things are not going well. And I know it's not because I'm doing something wrong. So what am I doing right? And it's because the enemy is upset about your decision to obey God. And so I want to encourage you, when opposition comes, whether it's during this fast or throughout your life, when you're connected to God, don't ask God, what did I do to cause this? Because God is not a tit for tat God. He's not looking for you to mess up so that he can ruin your life. But ask God to show you what's going on, and expect him to reveal himself as God in your life, so that not only your faith can be increased, but the faith of those around you can be increased. So keep pushing, keep doing the right thing, keep praying, keep worshiping, keep loving, keep serving, keep volunteering, keep being generous, keep doing all of those things that you've you decided to do when your world seemingly turned upside down. And I guarantee you, just as disciples asked Jesus, what is going on here? And Jesus said to them, don't worry about it. No one did anything right or wrong, but this is here so that I may be glorified in your life. Love you, Nikao. Have a great day.